So I wanted to thank all of you for coming. I'm the county administrator for Clackamas County. My name's Don Krupp. And I got to say, I'm really happy that we have so many really important people here in this room. And Chair Bernard is going to take an opportunity to introduce you when he comes up for his remarks. But I just, what I really wanted to do was just to thank all of you for all of your involvement in this project. There's really a lot of energy here. And as you know, I think we're going to be harnessing that energy into some really positive action. Let me just quickly say how things are going to go today. First, we're going to hear a few remarks from some people who are intimately involved with this project. And then we're going to hear from Gary Rajbadia, who is from Sarah Architects Group, who has been assisting the county with our Red Soils campus plan since 1998. Now, Gary will share a concept design of what the future courthouse could look like here on the campus. And I just want to say, as you're kind of looking this way and you bear your head that way out the window there, that's where it's going to be, right off our circle of honor. It'll be the third stool in what represents the keystone of the Red Soils campus here in Clackamas County. So with that, let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to call up the Honorable Chair, Jim Bernard.
I think it's called a third leg. The mayor corrected. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for being here today, and I think it's still good morning. I'd specifically like to thank a few other elected officials for their commitment to this project, most of whom are in attendance. My fellow commissioners, Sonia Fisher, somewhere back there, Ken Humbertston, right there, Martha Schrader, and Paul Savas. Also, District Attorney John Foote, back there. And is Sheriff Craig Roberts here? He's not here right now. And we have Presiding Judge Robert Herndon, short timer, I understand. And Oregon City Mayor Dan Holliday. Thank you for coming. I'd like to offer a special thanks to Judge Ann Leininger. I don't know if she's here or not. Who, as a legislator, worked tirelessly to champion this project. Special thanks to Senator Richard Devlin. I saw him back there. There you are. We greatly appreciate his assistance in securing $1.2 million from the state, along with the help from all our other legislators, including those who are here with us today. And I'd like to thank Senator Alan Olson. I saw him back here. A new representative, Andrea Salinas. She didn't help much on this, but I'm sure she'll help in the future. Representative Bill Kennemer. Where's Bill? I saw you. Oh, there you go. Okay, Bill. Representative Richard Weil. And I mentioned Senator Devlin. We also have a few of our judges who work in that old building every day, and that's Judge Michael Wetzel. Is that Michael? Oh. Jeffrey Jones, Judge Jeffrey Jones. Tom Ratzstatler, I should know that, I've seen you all the time. Yes. Heather Karabika. Was that good? Oh, pretty good. Kathleen Steele and Ulanda Watkins. You know, we don't. Thankfully, I don't get to meet you guys a lot. I know some of the commissioners have been in and out of courtrooms. And Counselor Jeff Goodman, right there, and of course Mayor Dan Holliday. The new courthouse is going to have a big impact on Oregon City, and we're working closely with them, or will be working closely with them to address some of their concerns. but we're really very excited to move forward on this project. Also like to thank the Circuit Court judges who are with us, along with members of the Association of Oregon Counties. We've been working hard to make sure that we move forward on this, and Oregon Department of Human Services and city councilors, partners in this valuable and important project. This $1.2 million represents a down payment on the future. It brings us closer to our goal of building a new, modern courthouse that will truly serve the needs of our stakeholders and our public. The present courthouse is in dire need of replacement. While it continues to serve hundreds of residents daily, sometimes thousands, the facility simply does not meet the demands of our increasing population. The current footprint is inefficient and no longer meets the functional demands of modern justice. This is a very real and direct, has a very real and direct effect on people. Because of the current courthouse doesn't have enough courtrooms, people are delayed months to get a trial, either civil or criminal. The state may be willing to pay for half of the courthouse, and this is a wonderful time to get to work on this. And it could be a bargain. Well, that will never happen again. I want to thank everybody who made this possible, and I want to encourage all of you to work with us and make this project a success. And Don, turning back to you. Thank you.
So I just want to quickly acknowledge we have Tony Conkle, the city manager with Oregon City here, and I'm going to introduce his boss, the Honorable Mayor Dan Holliday, to come up and share a few words.
So I guess it's my job today to give you a little bit of a history lesson. So Clackamas County's had a presence in downtown Oregon City for over 165 years. The first courthouse was built in 1850 and burned down in 1862. The second courthouse was built on the site of the current building in 1884. The current courthouse began construction in September 1936 and was completed in May of 1937. The courthouse was partially funded by a Public Works Administration grant of $90,000. Can you imagine that? We built a courthouse for $90,000 today. Construction required 20,000 sacks of cement, 350,000 board feet of Clackamas County grown and manufactured lumber, and 90,000 bricks from Yamhill County. The total cost of the project was $273,000. The courthouse has been a symbol of justice and law and order in downtown Oregon City, providing a constant and long-term civic presence in our community. The relocation of the facility to the Red Soils campus will result in a loss of a long-recognized institution in downtown, but it also provides an exciting opportunity for Oregon City. Much like the Willamette Falls Legacy Project, the potential for reinventing and reinvesting in the next use of the courthouse and other county facilities downtown is challenging and exciting. Since 1992, property values downtown have increased by over 145%. Downtown continues to evolve with new retail uses, restaurants, and employment opportunities. I look forward to working with the county on how best to smoothly transition the relocation of the courthouse and identify the best uses for the existing facility. I'm also excited for the new investment that will occur on the Red Soils campus and the surrounding properties to support the relocation of the courthouse. While the existing courthouse has served the community well at its current location, the need for additional parking, courtroom space, and office areas is evident, and locating the new courthouse adjacent to the Public Service Building and Development Services Building will allow for convenient access to county services. As the county seat for Clackamas County, I look forward to the construction of the new courthouse and working with the county to ensure that we are able to improve the economic and employment opportunities in Oregon City that the relocation of the facility will create. Thanks, Don.
So I just want to say, I mean, as excited as we are to be working here to build a new courthouse here in the Red Soils campus, we're just as excited to partner with the City of Oregon City in working with the downtown and the reuse and revitalization of the old courthouse into a, who knows what it'll be, but it'll be something you'll all be proud of. So looking forward to that. The next, what I'd like to do is this is kind of like here come the judge. I want to invite the presiding judge of Clackamas County Circuit Court, Robert Herndon, to come on up.
Well, thank you very much. If we could just have a good fire today, things would have been so much better for us. We'd have that new courthouse a long time ago. I'm really here to express my thanks and gratitude to the county commissioners and the legislature for helping us bring to Clackamas County something that's been a long time in coming. We are, its judges, are so appreciative of your commitment to this project and that you've embraced and recognized how important that the third branch of government is to the work that, to the society that we enjoy here. In the past, the courts have not exactly been favored, and I can remember as a lawyer when we were talking about getting security in the Clackamas County Courthouse when there'd actually been a shooting in our building, and an unnamed former member of the county commissioner said, well, I think he was hopefully joking. He said, well, if they shoot a judge, they're just going to give us another one, aren't they? That has not been the attitude of the current administration. I can tell you that when John Foote and I came to the commissioners and made them aware of this assistance from the state that was available for half the cost of the court share of the courthouse, there was not any hesitation at all about getting on board in this. They recognized that this was a historic opportunity to bring a much needed building to Clackamas County. I came to Clackamas County last month. I'll make my 49th year here in Clackamas County. When I got done with law school, I was only 11 when I got here, and was driven up here by my then employer to show me around the county. And he pointed to this property over here, and he said, "This is where the new courthouse is going to be in 5 years." Well, it took another 44 or plus probably for it to happen, but it's going to happen. And one of the things, courthouses are such an important part of our society, and I heard somebody talking on either CNBC or Bloomberg this morning as I was driving in, talking about the fact that they're noticing that, we're talking about economies in other countries, that in Eastern Europe countries and South America, those countries that have embraced Americans' ideals about democracy and rights, they have economies that are substantially superior to those countries that are still suffering from more totalitarian regimes. So there's a real connection between the ability of people to get their disputes resolved in a lawful and orderly way, and this new building is going to make it possible. So anyway, if I haven't personally already thanked those of you that have worked and supported us, you have all of our heartfelt thanks. I hope to come back someday as a senior judge or a juror maybe and work in the new building, but I think I feel reasonably safe in saying it's going to happen. So again, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You think about infrastructure, and we think about infrastructure for transportation is our roads, and for utilities, water, wastewater utilities. Think about a courthouse as being an infrastructure for justice in our community. So, I would like to now introduce our Honorable District Attorney, Mr. John Foote. Come on up.
I am also here to join my voice with Bob's. First and last, to thank everyone who's helped with this. I first came to the office in 1995, and there was a ballot measure, the last one I think that was tried. I heard all about the history of trying. And it's just hard to express how grateful we are. I know Don's leadership has been crucial, and his team with Mark and everybody else. And the leadership of the commissioners, Jim, thank you. Could not happen without you. When you think about a courthouse, it's sort of like what I used to tell people when I talk to people about my job. If your life goes well, I'll never see you again, because you won't be a witness or a victim or anything else. And courthouses, some people think of courthouses like that, but to me, they're this remarkable building a community building. And when I first started practicing law, we didn't have security. So it really was just people walked in and out all day long. And into the building comes some of the most traumatic, difficult experiences people ever have. And they're a really big deal. I tell the deputies in our office, misdemeanors are a big deal to the people involved in them. They are. So, and that's not even to mention divorces and child custody and business disputes in which people have invested their heart and soul in a business. And then, of course, our work. And these remarkable conflicts come to a courthouse where they are expected to be resolved in a way that not just resolves them, but gives people a sense of fairness and resolution. It's really a remarkable thing. And it sort of gets hidden behind all the brick and mortar. But it's what we see, what all of us who work in courthouses see every single day. And making an investment in this is deeply appreciated by us because we know how important it will be to the future of dispensing what people hope will be justice, at least to one of the parties, hopefully to both in some sense. So thank you very much to the legislators because we're going to need your partnership to finish this deal. So thank you.
So thank you, Mr. Foote. It's now my pleasure to introduce Gary Rajbadia, who is from Sarah Architects. He is the individual we've been working most closely with on some initial concepts for what a future courthouse might look like. And first, what Gary will do is to frame the project for us, and then Chair Bernard and Judge Herndon will come up and unveil a concept for us to enjoy and experience. So, Gary, come on up.
Thank you very much. We're really excited to be here and to introduce the concept. Like Don Kropp said, we're very, very early in the stage, and this is really the idea of what this can be. Don Kropp mentioned earlier the significance of the site here. It's a third leg of the stool that we're talking about, really completing this campus and enriching the hearth, the circle of honor right now that we have here. So another thing that we're also really looking to kind of capture in the brick and mortar that District Attorney John Foote mentioned, the courthouse really is the symbol of fairness. It's a symbol of justice, and it's also the symbol of American honor, right? Dignity. That's a big thing that we still need to express in the brick and mortar, and that's something that we're hoping to work on and improve and come up with by the end of the process. But to start off with, what we're looking to sort of kind of give a sort of a dream vision of what this can be. It's not necessarily this particular design, but what it can be, what this site can potentially harbor. So with that, I'm going to have the Judge Herndon and Commissioner Chair Bernard to open up the veil.
I also wanted to recognize Representative Rick Lewis out here. Thank you for coming. All right, so I'm going to hold the thing. All right.
Thank you. So in this particular view here, if I may, what's happening here is this is the PSB, which is where we are. The DSB, which is over there. The hearth, the circle of honor, is right here in the center, and this is the concept of what the courthouse could be. And the idea is really, for me, the American dignity, the idea sort of came from the American eagle sort of being up on top, sort of the roof soaring to hold the two sides of prosecution and justice in that kind of a balance and fairness, with all the public sort of kind of coming in this main spine and the axis of the hearth, the circle of honor. And so the kind of the thing that we really are trying to express is the functionality on the DA and DHS side, all these other buildings that are going to be flanked under one wing, and the gravitas of the justice system on the other side. So within this piece here, what we're looking at is how can we express the importance and the gravitas of the courthouses, yet providing some sort of transparency that shows to the public that this is a building like District Attorney John Foote said, this is a community building, so how can we create the balance of that community versus that dignity and the gravity of justice and fairness. So in that sense, what I've done here is kind of creating this heavy monolithic pieces along with this transparent glass system. Talking to some of our judges earlier, one of the things we're facing in the current courthouse is just also problems with circulation, separated circulation between different groups of people, the public who are here to get the justice, fairness, and then the indicted ones who need to be separated from them, and our honorable judges who need to be set sort of in a secure path. So we're hoping to provide all of those, and yet with the brick and mortar express the importance of the fairness of the building. So with that, I'm gonna stop, and what we're gonna, what's also happening is we're on the early stage. We'll be organizing a number of workshops. The county has also set up a website where you can put in your input and feedback, and we'll proceed with that as we go along in future. If you have any questions, I'll be around. Thank you so much.